Wagwan, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Responsible Degenerate Podcast, the number one women's sports podcast in the world. From Brownsville, never ran, never will. I'm your host, Robbie. Formerly known as Upper East Side Mel, now known as Down South. So my fault. I missed the intro.
Man, nah, you good, bro.
Formerly known as Upper East Side Mel, now known as Southern Hospitality Mel. My bad, my fault for messing that up, Mel.
It's love, it's love.
My fault. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. You know, we thank y'all for y'all support. Y'all keep us going.
Thank you.
And for y'all, we here.
Facts, we here.
For y'all, we are here. Another one. You know, we got a good game today. Like on a break, I'm turn light down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's wrong one. Shit. My bad, y'all. Tell them different team.
We good.
Like bright as hell. There we go, Gucci. First game. South Carolina gets their get back on Texas. They defeat Texas 68-65. Texas has now lost 2 in a row. Led by big baskets by Raven Johnson down the stretch. Two baskets. But led by Raven Johnson, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Tanaya Ladson trying to find her way back, 12 points. Tessa Johnson, 13 points. Medina Ocote, 10 points, 5 rebounds. James Ellis, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Off the bench, Maker, 8 points for Texas. Madison Booker, didn't shoot the ball that well, but strong game for the most part. 24 points, 5 rebounds. Jordan Lee. My fault. All right, Jordan Lee, my fault, 10 points. Roy Harmon did bounce back from her last game. You know, she was benched. No, she didn't play well at all. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Off the bench, pretty much nothing. Odeka is usually, you know, their punch off the bench. She didn't really give him much tonight. 3 points, 2 rebounds, 4 fouls. Jordan Lee also 5 fouls, fouled out. Carlton, another one, 4 fouls, almost fouled out. This game was highly anticipated, but I mean, if you're one that likes threes and highlights and all that good stuff, this really wasn't the game for you. It was a lot of turnovers. Texas by themselves, they had 22. Mm-hmm. I believe they said they averaged like 10 or 12, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And South Carolina, also a low turnover team, had 20. Yeah. So very uncharacteristic night for both teams, you know. But Mel, before you know, I'll let you go first before I get into it. Your take on this game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. I would say, in the beginning, just overall, you could just tell both teams just struggle trying to find any type of flow on the offensive end. I mean, for two teams that pride themselves on not turning the ball over, boy, was that not the case this game. I mean, you know, just careless turnovers, uncharacteristic, you know, turnovers that, you know, we typically don't see these teams make. You know, a lot of that happened. You know what I'm saying? The first quarter, you know, Texas definitely pressured the ball and made South Carolina uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, South Carolina had a hard time inbounding the ball, which is crazy to say. A Dawn Staley team with South Carolina struggling to inbound the ball and, you know, just throwing the ball out of bounds, throwing lead passes, that it was just like all over the place, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, both teams came in like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna take pride on the defensive end. And just starting with Texas, I want to definitely just first start off with giving Rory Harmon her flowers. We definitely criticized her last game when she didn't play well at LSU and obviously got benched in the fourth quarter because, you know, that game she didn't play well. You know what I'm saying? She didn't really seem as locked in as we know that she can be. And she came out that first quarter firing, you know what I'm saying? Not just on the offensive and hitting that mid-range and that stop and pop. You know, defensively, you know, as soon as South Carolina inbounded the ball, Rory Harmon was there causing havoc. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she really set the tone and just like showed like, okay, like she's here to play. Madison Booker definitely, like I said, she ended up with having, she had 24. But the thing is, like, she was just struggling with her shot all game. Like I said, she had 24 points, but had like 25 shot attempts. But she definitely was also really the only other person really stabilizing Texas from the offensive end. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it took her a while to get going, but she was able to knock down some shots and kind of just generate some points for them. Um, I will say outside of that, you know, Jordan Lee struggled tonight. Well, she only took 6 shots. She was 3 for 6 from the field, but I mean, overall, you know, it was just like a back and forth game with both teams just had to struggle putting the ball in the rim. South Carolina, it was a bit mind boggling to me because I feel like South Carolina, and this is my worry with South Carolina. Like, of course, like they're the type of team that's gonna, you know, win these games, and they showed a lot of grit. You know, the first half, I was a bit surprised because I'm just like, outside of Tessa Johnson made that first 3 pointer in the game, and then after that, I didn't hear anything from her. I didn't see her take another shot. I didn't know where she was at. Tanaya Latson, I know she's coming off of an injury, and know she's feeling her way out and things like that, but South Carolina cannot have these lapses where they're not scoring the ball and looking as lethargic as they have been offensively. I will give credit to Texas because they definitely put the pressure on South Carolina and made those guards. They made it tough for those guards. Like I said, Tanaya Latson struggled out the gate. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't really get going. Tessa Johnson, you didn't really see her as much. Raven Johnson, as we know, she's been aggressive all season long. You didn't really see her be able to get them shots that she normally does in the first half. It just seemed as if, South Carolina was really struggling trying to get the ball in the hoop. Joyce Edwards, she kind of struggled tonight. She made some key plays down the stretch, but, overall, it wasn't her best game with like finishing in the rim and things like that. Medina Olcott, like she definitely, like her presence was felt, but it wasn't as immediate as it need to be. But overall, it was just like a slugfest. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to discipline. And this game was close. I think they mentioned that there was no lead bigger than like 3 up until like that
No,
fourth
in the second
quarter.
half,
In the second half, yeah,
yeah, second
yeah, yeah.
half,
So
yeah.
yeah, what I saw was just two gritty teams just fighting and battling, and need the team shot well from the field, like how we said. Like, I mean, South Carolina shot 4 for 11 from 3, and Texas 1 for 9. And I'm gonna just say this clear, like Texas, y'all have to find a way to shoot the ball
Can
from
nobody
deep.
shoot?
Yeah, and it's like it was. I don't think they made their first 3 until like the third quarter. And Madison Booker hit the 3, in that right side. But overall, man, I will say, listen, got to give credit where credit's due. South Carolina definitely turned it up in that second half. Tanaya Latson definitely got them going. She definitely came in that second half, hit that 3, got some buckets downhill, and I feel like that kind of opened up their offense. Raven Johnson was able to get some shots and make some big time plays down the stretch. 2 clutch time plays and clutch time, and she definitely did pick up like a silly foul at the end. But it was just a gutty game, and I feel like overall, man, if South Carolina wants to go far, they have to find a way to be able to consistently put the ball in the basket, and they have to stop these careless turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're lucky that they're playing a team that was struggling offensively too, because if Texas was able to find some type of rhythm for the 3-point line, or if anybody else was able to help Madison Booker and Rory Harmon, that game could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I definitely want to shout out to for South Carolina, because at the end of the day, when it was time for them to win the game, they won the game. And like I said, their defensive pressure. They made it tough for Texas. It wasn't easy at all. Texas coach at halftime was saying like, "Yo, it's just lack of focus, lack of discipline." You know what I'm saying? Like turnovers after turnovers. At like going into halftime, Texas had the momentum, but then
Yeah,
they just
turnovers.
turning the ball over. You sending Joyce Edwards to the line going into halftime. Now instead of being like up 4-3, it's a tie game. Those are the plays that you can't have happen. And I just felt like all throughout the game, I would just be befuddled on just like how uncharacteristic Texas has been looking. You know what I'm saying? Not even just this game, at LSU too. They just looked like they couldn't handle the pressure and things was getting to them. But just sticking to this game, I want to shout out South Carolina because they did find a way to win that game. Tessa Johnson came through, made some big shots. You could tell they played more aggressive down the stretch. So, it was a tough game, because it was a lot of turnovers, kind of sloppy. But at the end of the day, South Carolina did what they needed to do.
Yeah. Well, I knew that game was over when Olcott hit that 3. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
so let me get dressed for the
Yeah,
pod.
that was kind of like, yeah, that was kind of the wrap
It
after
reminded
that.
me of Camilla when she hit that 3 on Tennessee. I think it
Yeah,
was. Like,
it was Tennessee.
that last. I was like, other eye is. I'm gonna get ready for the party because when that start happening, I know it's over, man. But
Mhm.
but this is why I can't coach, man. This right here. This game is why I
Yeah.
can't coach. I can't coach women because like with women, you have to be like you can't be as a man. You really can't be like too aggressive with them. You can to a point, Cause like when you coaching, like when I was growing up, when I had my coach, right, and when we used to do like dumb stuff, he would literally curses out, do all that stuff. Like I remember almost from transit, not Brazo.
Mhm.
He literally, I remember one time he was BSing, he cursed us out and threw us out of practice. You can't do that with women. Well, not a man, So like, and then like the silly turnovers is like they was up by I believe like 7 going into the half before, but going to the end of the half, and then turnover, still tonight lasting. Turnover again, Rory home tonight lasting. Layup, like you said, the foul at the end of the game, at the end of the half, Joyce Ellis, like it's like, bro, what? And these are stupid turnovers. Like I watch Rory Harmon. They gave it the ball in the inbound. You know in your head, you should have a clock in your head, 5 seconds. All right, boom. I know when it gets to like 4, timeout or whatever. I'm watching how she 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm like, bro, call timeout or do something. Held the ball, turnover. I'm like, y'all stressing me. I'm like, I see Dawn on the sideline. Dawn and Vic,
Yeah,
he come up. When he come out that coat, out that
he turned pink. He turned pink. Yeah.
When he come out that John and Dawn over there stressing, I'm like, this is exactly why I can't coach, because like it's like we are the D1 top of the line and we making high school mistakes. Yeah. And that irritated the hell out of me, man. But aside from the turnovers, they kind of on the ball that they was pressing them, but they did get free a couple times. I don't know, that as well. Like I think it was Madison Booker, and I don't know who did the second one. You let your player get behind you, then it's an open layup. What are we doing here? Yeah. As far as Texas, Roy Harmon, they did her to make that jump shot. Raven kept going behind, under the screen. She was falling back off her. She was making it. She made it for the most part of the day. She made it. She made 6 out of 12. Madison Booker as well for the most part. She was aggressive all night. Hit that midi, but at the end of the day, you see why you need some kind of relevant 3-point shot, because Jordan Lee, she struggled tonight. She struggled and she fouled out, so like she wasn't really a factor. When the last time they beat them, I think she had I forgot what she had, but she had like 20. I think she had.
Talk about Jordan Lee.
Yeah, Jordan Lee. So like
I'm gonna tell you right now.
She's their X factor because she's their best shooter. She's kind of like their only shooter from deep,
She
and then
19.
when she fouled out, 19, and when she fouled out, you see I try to make a comeback, but I don't got no 3-point shooter. What y'all gonna beat her with a bunch of tools? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can't work. You need shooters. Like 1 for 9, that's atrocious, bro. That's atrocious. Like, come on, like what we like, bro. 1 for 9. Disgusting, man. But they gotta be better. Oldacre, I mean, she didn't give them nothing tonight. 2 rebounds, nothing for real, nothing really. This game was just I mean, it's kind of basically just Booker and Rory against South Carolina, because no other role player gave him nothing tonight. And as far as South Carolina go, Joyce was 6 turnovers. Another one.
Yeah. 6
turnovers. She rebounded the ball a little better today. 8 rebounds. She didn't shoot well tonight. Really, nobody really shot well today. But Okote, she was making some uncharacteristic turnovers, passes just throwing it, just launching it to the crowd. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I'm like,
high intensity game, man. I don't know, the nerves or something.
I'm like, what's going on? But Tack came in and made a. She didn't play much, but she came in that third quarter. She made some good big defensive stops that kind of gave him like the edge, the momentum going into the fourth quarter. And from there, it was just basically like who's gonna get the ball last and make the last clutch baskets. And that was Raven Johnson. She made I think two layups, whatever it was. Yeah, 2 layups, whatever it was. But I'm not gonna lie, man. But I mess with Raven, but people, I seen people on Twitter talking about National Player of the Year. Like, come on, let's stop. Like, they be just dragging it. Y'all gotta stop, man. Like, come on. I guess as a fan, you gotta be delusional. So I kind of get it. I kind of get it now.
Yeah,
But
she played great. Yeah, she did.
yeah,
She made big plays tonight. Yeah.
she played like up until that them two baskets she made.
Hmm.
I mean, she was playing okay. Like she was
Yeah.
turning the ball over as well. But she had two tonight.
Hmm.
She wasn't like
She didn't make
doing
her imprint as much as we
It
used
was
to see.
not
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
like she made the biggest basket when it counted.
Mm.
Respect it. Salute. Salute. It was kind of like they was like calling us the Rory versus Raven contest because like Vic said Rory was the best player best point guard in the country, whatever. And then I guess like the Gamecocks fans, think Raven is the best point guard in the country. So it was a good, it was a good little matchup, not crazy, like I said, the game was not crazy. If you like highlights and stuff, this wasn't a game for you. This was a very like a 1980 NBA game, very very sluggish,
Sluggish. Yeah.
turnovers, missed shots, missed layups.
Mm.
No, other than that, I mean, you got anything else you want to say about this game? It was a cool game, but no, I mean,
Yeah, the last thing I'll probably
yeah,
say is for South Carolina, I feel like going forward, their guards have to do a better job of coming out the gate stronger because Tanaya Latson and Tessa Johnson need to be getting more shot attempts up against a team like Texas. Because like I said, in the first half, like I said, Tessa Johnson made that three. I didn't see her again to maybe like the second half. Tanaya Latson didn't get started to the third quarter. So overall, like when I'm thinking about other matchups, like you're able to get away with this against a team that also struggles offensively in Texas, right? They kind of play two of the same type of like playing styles. Like they like to slow it down. They like half court offense, but at the end of the day, I'm thinking about the teams like UConn. I'm not even going. I'm not going to say you say. I'll say like a UConn or a Michigan. Maybe a better like when you have teams that have more of an offensive prowess. You have to be able to go back. You have to be able to put your foot on the gas pedal and score the basketball. I just want to see Tessa Johnson take more shots early on. Tessa Johnson has the green to me. She should have the green light to just get it up there. Her shot is beautiful, and when she missed, I'm even like, wait, how the hell did she miss? Because she has such a great jump shot. Tanaya Latson led the nation in scoring last season. So, like in terms of the scoring, they have that, but they have to get off to better starts. You add them getting off to slow starts, these turnovers against the wrong team, they're gonna get blown out the water. Then like they're not in that caliber right now. As nobody's on the caliber of UConn. But I mean, they're the team that people are chasing. And I'm just saying from an offensive standpoint, as well as not turning the ball over, they have to do a better job of getting off to a better start because they can't afford to only have like 30 something points in the first. Like you can't afford to have that. You're putting a lot of pressure on your defense to get stops, and this league is too good. These women are talented. Women can score the basketball. You know what I'm saying? So they just got to find a way to get them up, man. Get them shots up and make them.
South Carolina has been. I don't want to say underwhelming, cause like they're winning games, they're winning games, but it's just
It's the way.
they kind of remind me of know who perfect films like to compare to them. If you watch the Eagles this year, the
Yeah.
offense was let's like barely getting it done, but the defense was very strong and was so that's what they remind me of, the Eagles, man, because when they play defense, I'm like, okay, like they moving, they talking, they communicating, they rotating, but on the other side of the ball, I just be like, what the hell? Like turnovers is you got Joyce just barreling to the basket.
Yeah,
And then
she
you
played
got, I'm like,
erratic. She
yo,
played
man.
erratic.
Yeah,
Joyce
yeah,
definitely played
yeah.
erratic tonight for sure.
I just be like, what the
Great player,
hell? Like,
just erratic tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what the hell? Like, I remember I think it was like third quarter, she was coming down, I think it was like a fast break or something. And I said in my head, I said, she ain't passing that. She didn't pass it, charge. I said, look, I said, I knew it. Like, I called it. I called it head. Like, I knew. Look at her eyes, like the way she was.
Tendencies,
She
yeah. You
wasn't, she
just
wasn't
know.
passing that thing, and she did, and she got a charge. I'm like, Like like I mean, she'll learn. Like this her what? This her third year, right? Or
She
second year?
just a second year.
Second year. I mean, yeah, like she'll learn, but she has to be. She has to become a willing passer because right now she's not. And but she has to become that because teams are gonna sense that, and they're gonna take advantage of that. As far as like when she go bounce to the basket, just take a charge. Just slide over, take a charge. She gonna run you over every time. Charge.
Mhm. She'll
But
learn.
she'll be
She'll
alright
get
though.
better.
She'll be
Yeah,
alright. Yeah, she'll be alright. She young, we just gotta criticize her now, So hopefully she see it, take heed, and then get better at it,
constructive.
and
Yeah, constructive.
become a better, better like playmaker and passer. Like you can make
Mhm.
plays more than just scoring. Like you could just attack the basket and feed a teammate. You created something. Like you made a play. She'll be alright though.
Yeah.
One game a game that I thoroughly enjoyed because I love me some offense. Florida loses to Kentucky. It was a close game.
Hmm.
Florida they had the lead going to the fourth quarter, up by 7. But Kentucky edged it out 94-89. Who led the way? What we got today? We got of course Tony Morgan 26 and 13, but she did have 7 turnovers. You got to fix that, Tony.
Hmm.
You know better than that. Boom, 12 points. They was missing Tioni Key tonight. She
Hmm.
was out tonight. Clara Strack, 21 and 5. Boom, 12 points. She didn't shoot the ball well at all today. And for Florida, what Weathersby, 18.6 rebounds. DeZisco, 12 points. O'Neal, 23. Liv, 20 and 11. Other than that, none really from nobody else. But high scoring game. This kind of game that I enjoy. I love me a high scoring game, man. Like I love defense too, but I just love to see baskets and just good basketball. I can't stand bad basketball, man. But Mel, your take on this game, Florida, Kentucky, man. You love
Yeah, this
Cloud
is
Strike, man.
yeah, this was a fun one to watch, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Kentucky, Kenny Brooks, what they got going on over there in Kentucky. Huge Clara Strack fan. And I will say this: Tony Morgan is becoming my favorite point guard.
Yes.
One of my favorite point guard. Jazzy Davidson is my
Mm-hmm.
favorite. But Tony Morgan is in that like becoming like top two. I feel like if I was to redo my play on 2K, I would make him exactly like Tony Morgan because the way that she controls the pace, dribble, shoot, everything that she does is so smooth. You could tell she got everything. She got all the tools in that bag to get to the rim, to shoot, to create, and to look for her teammates. Obviously, she did turn the ball over a lot tonight, but just overall, man, Tony Morgan is somebody that people need to speak about more because her game is so nice. She's one of them ones, and she controls the pace really well. Kentucky is gonna go as far as Tony Morgan takes them. And like I said, I know Clara Strack is, you know, one of their top players too, but Tony Morgan drives the ship. She drives the ship. So I feel like overall, they're definitely going to be good as long as Tony Morgan keeps her foot on the gas. But overall, man, I feel like Kentucky came out the gate strong. You know what I'm saying? I'm not surprised. When I saw that game first quarter, Florida definitely just struggled to get anything going, turning the ball over. Liv McGill, she had 6 turnovers tonight. Offensively, they just struggled to really get anything going in that first quarter. Kentucky, you got to give credit when credit's due. They played great defense. Florida was looking pretty predictable on offense. But I will say in the second quarter, that's when things changed. Florida started playing some defense and they turned tide. You know what I'm saying? I will say I want to shout out to yeah, my I don't want to pronounce her name wrong. Mariah O'Neal. She played really good tonight. She had 23 points. I feel like she was putting pressure on Kentucky all night. And of course, just being aggressive and being assertive, and that's what you got to do. But also, Jay Weathersby came off the bench. It was getting to it. I mean, hitting threes. She was living in the paint, doing what she got to do. So yeah, second quarter, it was just like the script flipped where Kentucky started looking like the team that was playing on their heels, and Florida they just went at them. And I feel like once that second quarter happened, the whole momentum changed. Kentucky started to take a lot of ill-advised shots. Like they turned from a team that was getting to the paint in the first quarter to a team that was just shooting threes. Many is like they just forgot to go in the paint and score the basketball. And that's something where like it worries me about Kentucky because they'll have these spurts where they look great. They're a great team, but they'll have spurts where they revert to ill-advised basketball, whether it's turning the ball over, late game execution, or taking bad shots. And I feel like at the end of the day, we got to give Florida credit because, like I said, once that second quarter came about, they just turned the tide. And, Florida, I mean, they came out in the third quarter, scored 35 points. And that's when they really put their foot on the gas. Like I said, Liv McGill found her shot. She got herself going. She didn't shoot well from three, but she was getting to the paint. She was getting to the foul line. She had 11 assists. Yeah, she had 6 turnovers, but she was being aggressive. And at the end of the day, when you want to beat a team like Kentucky, you have to have players that's aggressive. And, all across the board, man, Florida definitely gave Kentucky a challenge. And, you know, but Kentucky overall, they just had too many pieces down the stretch. I mean, when you look at it, Tony Morgan had 26, Jordan 12. They have multiple players in double digit scoring, which tells you like this team isn't just predicated on 1 to 2 players. That whole team could get it rocking. And even though they shot pretty poorly in the second half in terms of like beyond the arc, they definitely made it count towards the end, but mainly on the defensive end because I feel like Florida has some chances to sustain the lead, but at the end of the day, experienced teams find a way to win, and I feel like Kentucky was the more disciplined and controlled team down the stretch. I know O'Neal had like a layup towards the end, but she kind of missed it to either go up one. It was a lot of back and forth, but Kentucky just found a way to pull it out. And like I said, led by Tony Morgan. And just overall, man, I'm really impressed by what I see from Kentucky. I'm just concerned about certain stretches that they have to where they don't look like the team that they should be. But they did what they did against Florida. And I want to give Florida credit because they definitely battled after that first quarter. They could have got grim, but they showed fight, they showed heart. They just couldn't make it count at the end of the game.
Yeah, pretty much. I really thought we were gonna have an upset. We
They
thought
had a chance. They had it.
yeah, I really thought they was going. I'm like, all right, going to this in the fourth quarter, they got momentum. They have 7. They might pull us off, but Kentucky did what Kentucky do. Kentucky's very, very, very exciting. They're a very exciting team. But I agree with what you said about have those lapses. But I mean, I don't put too much stock into it. Because like Kentucky is one of them teams where it's like, like they're very good, but I think I'm not gonna say that, but they're very good. They're very good. I love Tony Morgan. They was missing Tioni Keaton. Is that
Mhm.
first name Tioni? What?
Let me
Is
make
that,
sure.
I'm calling. I might be saying it wrong. I call out the first name, man. But Keaton, Mr. Key, tonight, but able to pull away. But let me ask you one question, man, about
Mhm.
as far as like Liv McGill. I think she's like top 3 in scoring in college. Do you see her transferring after this year?
Um, I mean, I would just say it depends on like where Florida ends up. If it depends on how far they go, I feel like I like her with Florida. I feel like she definitely is a good fit because like I said I think Florida needs that player that can be aggressive, be assertive, and she's that person. But I do feel like I would be interested in seeing. I feel like with her game, she definitely needs a little bit more fine tuning in terms of like being more disciplined with the ball, knowing when to score, knowing when to pass. I feel like she has the tendency. A lot of players do this, but not knowing how to necessarily use that speed when to turn it on, when to turn it off, because there's a time where she's being assertive, but it just looks a little bit out of control, a little erratic. I mean, like I said, a lot of players deal with that, but at times, she does it at a point because she's a high volume scorer. She has the ball in
Yeah.
her hands a lot, so she has to be mindful of like a lot of the possessions that Florida has is going to be because of her. So she just has
Well,
to be mindful
yeah.
of how aggressive that she's going to be. So I think for right now, I don't think she'll leave Florida. Because I do think she fits well within the system. She just has to continue to work on her game. But I mean, with the way that the transfer portal is, man, I wouldn't be surprised because people that you don't think is going to be
Yeah.
in the transfer portal is there. So can't put it
Yeah.
past her.
Because like we seen like tonight last night, right? For example, she was at
Yeah.
Florida State. She would lighten up, do whatever she want, get whatever shot she want. You can't tell her nothing. But she knew like I want to be a pro. So when I go to the next level, it ain't gonna be that way off rip. They ain't gonna just say, "Hey, Lassen, the ball's yours. Do what you want." you gotta you gotta learn to, cause like if you don't learn that now, you go to the next level with this attitude that, oh, I'm the best player, I can take whatever shot I want, blah blah blah. And we see how the W is. They cutting and get rid of motherfuckers left and right with no care in the world.
Mhm.
You I bet watch this. You go on the mall. We seen it all the time. So like that's why I said like Hug, feel like she's very like explosive, she's very like she aggressive and all that. But I'm like, she's at Florida now. They're not ranked. They probably won't win nothing. She
Yeah.
did whatever shot she wanted, so she could score whatever how many points she wanted. She could, whatever pass stats. But you want to go to that next level, so you gotta learn to be a pro, because like I said, at the pro level, you're not gonna come in unless you're like the number one pick, whatever. You're not coming in and the team is yours. You might be going to a team that already got their superstars. Now you gotta just fit in around that superstar and play whatever role they give you. So now, if you play this way at Florida, where you just scoring a bunch of points in a bunch of meaningless points, you're not winning nothing, and then you go to the next level, and now your role is something different. Now you can't transform to that role they need. And now, like I said, like they don't care about the W, don't care about you be going in a second. I seen the most talented players going in a second. Like if you don't fit whatever team what they need, if they like somebody better than you, ain't no loyalty. You going tomorrow. Bob Mel, I seen we just seen players coming back from the overseas, coming back to the team. What's the name? Van Loo cut on a plane. So that's
Still
why I asked
crazy.
that. Yeah, that's why I asked that. Like, cause like, do you think she'll leave to like go to like a UConn or SC or one of them like well coached teams? I'm not saying her
Yeah,
team
more
not
discipline.
got
Yeah.
well coached, but like a disciplined team, well coached team that will like put in a position to win, learn to be a pro and all that stuff. That's why I asked that. But like I said, great game. Very game. I like up and down game. I love me an up and down game. Like I said Key was missing, but Clara Strack do. Tony Morgan do. Tony Morgan do.
Yes.
Tony Morgan, she man, like I swear, man, a lot of people don't talk about Tony Morgan, man.
They don't.
And I don't know why. I really don't know why, but I bet you if she had on a UConn jersey, a South Carolina jersey, or LSU jersey, they talk about her all day. All
Yeah.
day.
Kentucky
Yeah,
don't
all
have the
day.
awareness as
Yeah.
those teams, for whatever reason. Like you got to be a fan to
Mhm.
know, like, yo, Tony Morgan is who she's about and what she's been doing. So, but that's what we here
Facts.
for. That's what we here for.
Yeah, facts. They talk about her all day, but being that she at Kentucky, like you said, I mean, Georgia Amo was kind of like a. I mean, she was pretty much bigged up too, but yeah,
Because she was
but
known in
yeah,
Virginia Tech too,
yeah,
playing with
yeah. So
Elizabeth
like,
Kelly. Yeah, she had her
yeah, so
name
she
ringing.
was but yeah, Tony Morgan. Yeah, I need to start putting respect on Tony Morgan name, man, for real. Like how you want it. You want 3-ball, you want to get to the basket, you want tween, you want to
Yeah.
like she got it. She got it
all
She
around.
got it all.
Great
She got it
playmaker.
all.
She could do everything. Yeah.
She got it all,
About
man.
to get me a
So,
jersey, man. I got about to get me a Tony Morgan
that's what
jersey
I'm
for
saying.
real.
That's what I'm saying. I want to just go on, just get mad merch, just like merch to all my. That's why I wrote down every player that I like. So I'm writing them all down because I got them written down. I'm gonna add to the list though, but just get some, just get like one shirt. Okay, what is it? One shirt, just merch. Merch. Just so I can just come up here instead of wearing, like my I can throw on Michaela Blake's. I can throw on a Tony Morgan merch if she got some. I could throw on a Jordan Lee, whatever, So I gotta get my merch up. That's why my goal this year, because you be coming up here, like I said, you be coming up here stunned, wearing a whole bunch of
chilling right now, man. I gotta
get to you, man. I gotta get to you, man. I gotta get to. Don't worry. I'm telling you, at least by the end of the year, I'm gonna have all that. I'm gonna have Play Society. I'm gonna have all that.
Shout out to Esther Wallace, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Esther Wallace. Look, shout out to Esther Wallace. I'm gonna have my Play Society game gonna be up. My merch game gonna be up. Watch, man. Tell you, I don't even wear that no more. Yeah, I just wear a bunch of sweaters and whatever. I just put on anything and put them in the crib. But watch.
All good.
Now, I'm gonna get my issue up. Last but not least, I ain't gonna lie, this game was interesting in the first half, and then But Louisville defeats Notre Dame 79-66. Louisville, my fault, Louisville. Sorry, Louisville. Louisville,
Louisville.
Taj Roberts, 19 points, 4 trade bombs. Scott, 20 points. I can't. I, 11 points. Excuse me. Randolph, 10.7 rebounds. And for Notre Dame, Hannah, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Moore, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Prosper didn't have a best game at all.
Mm-mm.
9 points, 10 rebounds. She don't play the. Ivy don't play the bench. Ivy, you see her suit? That suit was sharp.
Yeah, yeah,
You see
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it was blinging.
Yeah, that shit was bling. That shit was bling.
I'm like, okay,
That joint was
sparkly.
bling. Yeah, that joint was blinging, man. But man, what you like from this game?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. What I like from this game was just, I love because it was two competitive teams, playing. They seemed like well evenly matched. I will say what I really like from Notre Dame, especially in that first quarter, is I love the idea of putting Iona Moore in the lineup. I feel like that changed and changes how Notre Dame plays, and I feel like she came out the gate looking
Yeah,
sharp. You know what I'm
first
saying?
quarter.
Hitting them
Mm-hmm.
shots midi three, like, and every time she touched the ball, something good was happening. You know what I'm saying? So I just loved how obviously Notre Dame has been struggling all season, and they're just trying to find different ways to alleviate the pressure of Hannah Hidalgo, and not just making it be like, okay, Hannah Hidalgo save us, but like, yo, is there anybody else that could put some points on the board to kind of take that pressure off us? So feel like out the gate, I was, proud of just seeing like how Notre Dame was able to, put points on the board without Hannah Hidalgo even like getting going. Like she didn't really get going to like maybe the second quarter, because in that first quarter it was Iona Moore, it was Jesus hit a three, Malaya Cowles did what she needed to do, and yeah, they was definitely doing what they needed to do in the first quarter. Louisville definitely was doing their thing too. Taj Roberts, was solid. They got like evenly distribution from a lot of players. I will say in the second quarter, that's when things changed though, and I feel like Notre Dame reverted back to the basketball where they just like the ball is just sticking in one player's hands, and then that's when Louisville was able to go on a run and be able to take the lead. In that second quarter, like I said, Iona Moore was putting on, hitting threes, hitting shots. You could tell she had the high hand. She didn't get her next shot to like the third quarter. That second quarter, Notre Dame, the ball was just sticking. And yes, Hannah Hidalgo definitely was getting her shots up and scoring, but I feel like the offense took a hit because it was just in her hands and there was no ball movement, there was no side to side. Everything just became stagnant, and Louisville took advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? Notre Dame became very predictable and easy to guard, which is why they lost that lead and the momentum just completely changed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and overall defensively, when you're not getting good shots, you're allowing a team like Louisville to go out on the break and get easy transition points. And you know, Laura Ziegler, she didn't play well, but Insto Alif Istan, she played good. I know they gave her the ball a
All right.
lot. I tried, yeah, yeah. Alif, she played good. She definitely did some good things in the paint, but I just feel like overall Notre Dame lost that lead because of how anemic their offense looked in the second quarter. Um, like I said, Taj Roberts made some key buckets. And off the bench, Rihanna Scott came in getting right. She had 20 off the bench, getting to the basket, hitting shots. I mean, she's definitely a tough guard. She has a lot of pizzazz in her game. And like I said, women's sports and women's basketball is so beautiful because there's talent everywhere. Start and lineup, bench, it don't matter. These women get right, and it's such a beautiful thing to see. So, Scott is somebody that's been putting on a lot low key. So I'm not surprised that she performed the way she did. I will say in the third quarter, like I said, Iona Moore got going because she finally was able to get a shot attempt. And then after that, Hannah Hidalgo was able to make an open three. And I just feel like in order for Notre Dame to be successful, they have to find a way to have the ball in Iona Moore's hands more. I'm not saying take the ball completely out of Hannah Hidalgo's hand because she just had like 31, 8 and 7 against North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? But at times the offense can become stagnant when the ball is in her hand. I just think they need to find a way to share the ball more because when Iona Moore is activated and tapped into that offense, the team looks different. She's hitting threes, hands contested. She could get right. She opens up the floor even more for Hannah Hidalgo to where she doesn't have to work as hard. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I mean, Notre Dame didn't really have anything going. I mean, Cassandra Prosper, like I appreciate her energy and her effort. You could tell that she was playing hard, getting loose balls and hustling in the paint, but she definitely struggled tonight with her shot selection. Very erratic, wasn't able to finish in the paint, and that hurt them. And then just like ultimately, I feel like Notre Dame lost this game because they reverted back to the Notre Dame of old, which is bad shot selection, turnovers, and inconsistent offense. And I just feel like they have to find a way to continue to put Iona Moore as not as the focal point of the offense, but she has to get more touches because she could have easily had 30 tonight if she was being utilized properly. But Louisville did what they needed to do and they made it count at the end of the game. Taj Roberts hit a big three. I think she had like damn near logo three early on. You know what I'm saying? Soft touch. I know she averages like I think like 12.5 points per game. Taj Roberts could easily average like 18 or like 20. Like you know what I'm saying? It's so like I said, huge fan of her. But I will just say, man, Notre Dame, they have an issue with inconsistency. They'll look good one quarter and then they'll revert back to their old habits. And that's just why they've been having the up and down season they've been having. 1 minute things are looking good, the next minute is not. And when it's not, it's not. And then they're in a rut to where it's hard for them to get out of it. So but shout out to Louisville for winning that game on the road. They definitely did what they needed to do. And Louisville handled business.
Watch. Very tough watch. Yeah, they was like you said, more cows. They were playing well in the first quarter. I think they had like most of the points, like it was, and then Hannah had like I think she had like 15 or something in the second quarter or something like that. Like, all right, we got a game on our hands, but then, like you said, back to old ways, man. And I never really realized. I mean, I watch some like Notre Dame games when I can. I don't watch every game, but I didn't realize that like she really only played 5 players. Like she don't she don't play a bitch at all. Like the only player that came in. I mean, I don't really count 9 minutes. I guess well. So let's say 6 players, but she played 5 players straight. Like that's not good. That kind of tells you like the talent they had this year. They lost a lot last year, and Olivia Miles and Sonia Citron and others. So I knew it was gonna be a rough year for them. Like, I knew it was gonna be a rough year. Hannah. I mean, Hannah's kind of like the only like exciting thing going on for them right now. She played okay today. Okay today.
Yeah.
For the most part, like she didn't shoot well, but she got to the line. She brought that energy she always bring every night, no matter if she's shooting good or not. How many still she had today?
She
one.
she had
That's it.
she didn't have. Let me see. It's
I could have sworn I kind of like
she only had
myself.
one. Yeah,
That's crazy. So I mean, but yeah, so I already got much to say about Notre Dame, but yeah, Louisville, Taj Roberts, yeah, shooter. She played very well today. I'm still waiting for that. I'm still waiting because I remember the first game we watched Louisville. They said Ziegler was like one of the best players.
She is, yeah.
Best players. And it's like every time we do one of her games, she struggle. I'm like, yo,
That's a fact,
up?
yeah.
Like, what's up, man?
Against South Carolina, she struggled at 0.
Like, are we bad luck or something? Like, what the hell? Like,
man.
Every time we do one of her, I'm like, let me do one of her games. She having a good. She playing somebody good today. And then she snake up the joint, man. But yeah, I kind of figured Louisville will win this game. So by the time it hit like fourth quarter, I seen it was virgin blowouts. Like, yeah, I'm glad, but next
Yeah.
time, no. At least they're ranked now because they they was ranked before and they kicked USC out. They kicked USC out to
Yeah.
start top
Ah, man.
25, man. But don't worry, Notre Dame will be next. Notre Dame will be next, man. But before we got here, man, I gotta ask you something extra, some little extra,
Mhm.
So US Today, they released their US Today Sports, they released their midseason All American team. So I'm just gonna give you the five and the honorable mention. You
Mhm.
can tell me if you agree with it. Would you swap so out? So the All American team, they got Madison Booker, Michaela Blakes, Odie Crooks, Hannah Hidalgo, and Sarah Strong. For their honorable mention, they got Lauren Betts, they got Maggie Dugan, Joyce Edwards, AZ Fudd, and Olivia Miles. You like that? That five, the All American five, or would you swap anybody else out? Or
Um, no, I mean, I feel like that's the safe five. It makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I feel like all across the board, like I said, it's so many elite players in the league. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that five definitely sounds correct to me. Hannah, even though Notre Dame has been struggling, she's been putting up monster numbers. You can't deny that. At the end of the day, she's doing what she has to do and needs to do to keep Notre Dame relevant and in competition. Madison Booker, even though at times she struggles, especially against South Carolina officially, that's still Maddie Book. You know what I'm saying? She's still one of them ones. Michaela Blakes, we all know about her. I mean, knockdown shooter, bucket getter, undeniable. Sarah Strong, you could argue she's the best player in the nation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Gino even says she needs to take more shots. When she's not shooting, it's like hurting UConn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I feel like all across the board, I'm definitely aligned with that five. The honorable mentions, Olivia Miles has definitely been putting on. They need to be talking more about TCU because they're a fun team to watch. And like I said, Mark Campbell has them playing in a system that allows each player to flourish. Um, so yeah, I'm not surprised. Would I swap anybody out at this time? No, I would say those are like the leaders of the pack. I'm even though I'm a USC fan, listen, I give credit where credit is due. Lauren Betts is one of them ones, but I do feel like she's kind of been up and down this season, and there's been times where she could be a bit more dominant. But all across the board, I don't got no issues with that. Hmm.
spot. Everybody who they got up there, they,
Yeah,
they, they do what they got to do. No matter if their
exactly.
team winning or not, which most of the teams are winning, except maybe Hannah's, but she's still 12-5. It's not a bad record at all. No,
She
so
holding her own. Like,
yeah, she
yeah,
doing what she got to do. So I like it. Let me see what Mel think about it. Mel may have a different opinion on this list, but
yeah,
we both right here with it.
yes,
Both
sir.
right here with it. Both right here with it. All
You
right.
ready?
And that concludes this episode. Like, subscribe, and share. Show love. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. We gonna be
Yes.
here all week.
Mhm.
Like I said, we going today's Thursday, so yeah, we going 4 day. Well, if Mel wanna do that Monday, we're gonna be here 5 days in a row. Giving content, man. Giving
Yeah,
content.
man. We here for y'all,
Giving
here for the people, man. We
giving
appreciate
content,
y'all,
man.
the energy, the love. It's been
Yeah, man.
marvelous. We're thankful. Keep on sharing,
Mm-hmm.
keep on engaging. We love it. We see it.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, I love seeing y'all in the comments engaging with us. It makes me so happy, makes us so happy. So definitely keep
Facts.
the conversations going. And we're gonna keep putting out this dope content because women's basketball, women's sports is dope. And we're gonna continue to keep pushing it and bringing the awareness that it needs to. What I'm saying? If you're not watching women's basketball, what are you
What are you
watching?
watching?
What are you
What are you
watching?
watching?
They have everything I'm gonna keep saying this. If you want a guard that could shoot threes, they got
They
that.
got
You want a
them.
big that could finish, they got that. You
Got
want somebody
them.
that just defends, they have everything you
The
need. Tap in.
mm,
You're
tap
missing
in.
out. What are you watching? What are you watching, bro?
Mm,
Shorty,
tap
what are you watching?
tap in. Tap
Tap in.
in. And and y'all stands, man. Like, we need to make women's basketball space a better space, man, because
Mm,
lately it's been like this fan get this fan, just everybody take a deep breath, touch some grass, and enjoy basketball. Simple. But like I said, we see y'all 5 days, so we're gonna see y'all every day. Every day at 7 in the morning for the most part, unless it's early games. I think that's Sunday, but for the most part, we here. See y'all at 7 in the morning. We gonna make y'all morning. Love y'all.
Sure. Love,
Wow.
love.